Mr. Leon Pereira.
Question 4, please, sir.
Currently, the National Archives of Singapore, or NAS, has about 2 million government records in its custody that are more than 25 years old and are deemed as public archives. Not all government records can be released for open access, especially those that relate to our national defense, foreign relations and internal security, as well as documents which may be bound by confidentiality obligations or personal privacy reasons. At present, the metadata of 160,000 records are publicly accessible on the NAS Archives online portal. This number will grow as we work with government agencies to progressively declassify government records. All declassified records are publicly searchable on the online portal.
Mr. Leon Pereira.
I thank the MOS for her answer. Just a few supplementary questions. Firstly, for records that are declassified, and I'm here also referring to the answer that the MOS gave previously to a parliamentary question by Mr. Kok Heng Loon, and that was also helpful. So when records are declassified and released into the NAS, I understand that the agencies have already gone through a process to make sure that they can be released into the NAS, as opposed to, there's sensitive information that would prohibit that. So when the record is already on the NAS, I would like to ask if the government can consider making it available to everyone on the NAS online. I understand right now that there are still some conditions or restrictions. People have to write in, people have to seek approval. That approval is sometimes conditionally given on the basis of whether they're using it for research, on the basis of whether they're publishing it or just using it for personal reference. Can documents that have already been declassified, presumably that those sensitivities are not there or there's been redaction, can those be made more freely available to everyone who would like to view it on the NAS online? That's my first SQ. My second SQ relates to the time frame. So I believe that after 25 years, these documents are released and they go through a process of review for whether they can be released. And at the point of 25 years, there could be certain personal sensitivities, confidentiality obligations, but is there a process to review documents further down the line? Because those personal sensitivities may not be there, say, 50 years down the line. So is there a process to review documents which have been held back from the NAS online, but perhaps if they were reviewed again further down the line, they could be released, say, in 50 years' time? And lastly, my last SQ is really on the definition of researcher. So I think some of the access is given on the basis of whether you are doing research, whether you are a researcher. So I'd like to ask, what is the operating definition of that? Does one have to be a faculty member in a relevant discipline at a university, or can one be, for example, a private citizen who has an interest in the matter, who wishes to write a book on the matter? Can one be an undergraduate or a graduate student? What is really the operating definition of researcher that is used to give access in cases where access is given only for research purposes? Thank you.
I thank the member for his supplementary questions. First, to the question about what are the, if I understand him correctly, he's referring to whether more declassified documents can be made viewable to everyone on the online portal. In fact, on the online portal, if you do a search, you will find that there are quite a number of documents there that are already viewable in full, and they can also be seen in PDF form, and our intention is to make more of these available. And to his question on time frame, if I understand him correctly, what he means is that for even older documents, will there be a review process to look at those that have not at first been deemed suitable for public access and then to relook at them again? Actually, I should explain to the member that our priority is to declassify. I've shared the numbers just now. So there is quite a lot of work to go through for the current number of records that are 25 years and older. So I think we'll take his suggestion into consideration, but really I think the priority is to declassify as many documents as we can and to encourage our agencies to do so and to help us in doing that. In fact, we have in recent years sent 750 officers from different government agencies for basic declassification training in the hope that this will help more officers understand the importance of declassification and to do it well and to do it quicker. And in terms of the understanding of researchers, this is based on our common understanding of what they do, and this is also explained in our NLB Act.
Mr. Leon Pereira?
Yeah, thank the MOS for answer. So just maybe one supplementary question. So in relation to my first SQ, actually my question was on those documents that have been declassified and released already onto the NAS online platform, and I think the 160,000 of 2 million. For those documents that have already been declassified, already on the NAS archive platform, can they be made available more freely? Because from what I understand, when you go online to this platform and you can view documents, and if you click on it and you want to actually get the document, in some cases you have to ask for written permission, in some cases conditional permission is given, and not all the documents are actually made freely available on the NAS system, this 160,000 or so. Without conditions to everyone who just wants to access it online. So can that be considered? Thank you.
So to answer the member, we hope to make as many documents and records publicly viewable and also searchable as possible. So all this is ongoing work. Also, to add on to my reply to his earlier question, members of the public can also make requests for this information, and our National Archive staff will also facilitate.